Hey, what's up guys? So yesterday I saw Wonder Woman, a film that, to be honest, I wasn't really that anticipated for. And this is due to the very poor history of DC films recently, that being, Man of Steel just being Batman v Superman being no, and Suicide Squad being why. But what can I say about Wonder Woman? Yes, my boys, this film in my opinion is the best DC film since The Dark Knight Rises. I really did not expect this film to be as good as it was. The first part of the film is basically an origin story of how Wonder Woman grew up as a kid, teenager and adult, wanted to train and become a warrior like the rest of her Amazon race. Then we have a World War I spy named Steve, played by Chris Pine, who discovers the Amazon world and there gets the help of Wonder Woman because, World War I is currently happening and there is this dangerous hydrogen gas that is being created that is also a huge threat. So Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, decides to help, and then it becomes a fish out of water story with Wonder Woman seeing life in our world for the first time. And because of this allows for some pretty funny jokes. Speaking of jokes, this film is a lot more humorous than the previous DC films. It's not all serious and brooding like Batman v Superman, there are some moments of lightheartedness which is appreciated. Take the first act for example, where we see Wonder Woman grow up in a paradise land, and the setting is very colourful and pleasant to look at. Yeah, something that is also very appreciated, after seeing the bleak colour palette of Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. It really does feel like a new world. However, this also contrasts with the London setting soon afterwards, which does follow the more darker lighting and colour palette that DC is used to. And I just wish we saw a bit more Wonder Woman, in her own world. I think Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is a well casted choice. At first I was a bit concerned because in Batman vs Superman she didn't really have much to do except to be in the final fight, and therefore was kinda wasted, so I didn't really know how to feel about Gal's Wonder Woman. But after this solo film I can safely say that she is Wonder Woman. Some people were saying, I don't know, she was being too stiff in the film. I completely disagree, because during her fight sequences she was wavy fam, her movements were slick, almost like Batman. But also when she fights, you can tell she's doing most of the choreography, because there wasn't really a moment where I was like, oh yeah, that's a stunt double. Now the film was directed by Patty Jenkins, and she knows how to direct action sequences. Unlike the previous DC films, shaky cam is not as obvious. There are parts where it's pretty bad, but for the most part action sequences are in frame and you can actually see what's going on. However, I do have some negatives, for example how they use the villains. Without spoilers, there are basically two villains in the film. One who has to inhale some gas to actually stand a chance against Wonder Woman, and another who can naturally fight against her no problem. And I don't know, the first villain was pretty underdeveloped and pretty forgettable. And as for the second villain, while he did have some backstory to him, he only really comes in at the end of the film as a final battle. So I'm just did we really need two villains though? I think it would have been better if we just had one villain developed it, have that one villain be the final fight. There were also some side characters who tagged along with Wonder Woman and Steve, and honestly I didn't really care for them. I don't know, they do have a bit of personality and development, but not much. But honestly that can be forgiven anyway, because the main focus here was Wonder Woman and Steve. They also have a slight romance thing going on, which isn't in your face the whole time and doesn't seem too forced, because you really do get to see the friendship between these two characters. I'm really glad this film was good, because I was seriously losing hope for DC. If this movie flops I would literally be done with DC, nah. 4 bad films in a row, nah, you're done. But nope, luckily this film did bits, so I just hope DC can keep this up with Justice League and other future installments. But yeah, this has been my review of Wonder Woman. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Have a good day and peace.